Oh man, so FUD, and some more FUD. We are really getting to some serious peak fear, and in this video, we're going to be covering off exactly that. It's been a bit of a sleepy Saturday. Let's call it Consolidation Saturday, because we've got Bitcoin hovering just under 36,000. You've got the bulls and the bears fighting at 36,000. Similarly on Phantom, we're seeing us holding up decently here. Similar pattern as Bitcoin, holding the level at 70 cents, trying to show some strength in this area on the chart here. But the question now arises, what is going to happen here in the market? Are we going to fall some more? Are we going to panic sell? What is the case right now? Because I've seen it in the Discord, I've seen it on crypto Twitter, I've seen it all over YouTube. People really are starting to panic right now, and they're becoming fearful. And guess what? These are the stages of investment cycles, and these are what investors are, the sophisticated investors know how to do. They know how to capitulate the retail investors. Just when you think it's going to go up, they get you to FOMO in, then they crash the market back down, then they get you excited on the way back up again, then they get you panic selling on the way down, and every time they just keep making money. They keep repeating this cycle. You've seen the Wyckoff distributions. If you haven't watched that, type that into Google or YouTube and look at the charts. That's a Wyckoff distribution where they manipulate the markets to purposely throw it to the upside, throw it to the downside, and profit on the returns as and when unsophisticated investors fall for the FUD throughout. And the reality is, what we're trying to build the community around here is we don't want to fall for those things, right? We want to build a community which is investing for the long run and not falling for these emotional, irrational decisions. And right now, I can feel it. You can feel it in the air when, even sanely minded people who are holding up pretty well are just fed up now. 3-4 months into holding, still more red. And then we have this Fed meeting and things go up and then it crashes back down. And now suddenly people are starting to doubt their investment. They've gone from having high conviction to suddenly saying, maybe something like Phantom's going to go to zero, right? It's going to go to zero. There's a liquidity crisis and we're going to go to zero. And suddenly you're questioning your Luna bags. Is Luna going to go to $2? And then is Bitcoin going to 15? All this FUD starts to creep in and people start selling out on their positions. And the quickest way, the first step that people start doing is the video we covered off yesterday, is they start tricking themselves. They go, I'm going to sell, but I'm going to re-enter, right? I'm not actually selling. I'm going to sell and I'm going to time it and come back in. No, you've sold, right? You panic sold. You didn't have conviction and you're trying to now time the market back in, which you're not going to do. So many people have got wrecked doing that. We discussed that in yesterday's video of, am I selling my Phantom? But now, here just pondering on this weekend, we can go through the charts. We do that every single day anyway, but this is more just about sitting back and pondering. What are we doing right now? Are we holding our positions or do we have conviction? Because trust me, things could get worse. And I said this already when Bitcoin was closer to 48,000. If you were going to panic sell in your positions on some of your altcoins or your portfolio, do it then. Saves you the pain of, doing it later, right? It would have been better to panic sell when Bitcoin was at 48,000, when Phantom was at 122, 125, 135. I said it. I made the videos. People don't like that I said it. Moonboy channels won't tell you the same, but I told you straight, if you're going to panic sell, do it now. Because I rather tell you the truth of how ugly it's going to get. And the reality is, nobody here can tell you how bad things are going to get. Because it's nasty out there. Not in the crypto markets. In the wider, broader economy, it's bad. We could have 2 or 3 more quarters of this. The whole of 2022 could be bad. We could be nowhere near the floor. I'm being real with you guys. I'm telling you the truth. Now, you can dislike the video, you can not watch it, maybe it won't get any views, who cares? As long as historically I'm right, and I've shown you the truth, and I'm not saying, Bitcoin to the moon, Phantom to the moon. Because the Phantom, Bitcoin, are nowhere near the moon. They're not going to go to the moon anytime soon. So if you think they are, and you want to go take your money out and go somewhere else, and buy some real estate, or do something else with it, or buy a car with it, go for it. But if you're part of the serious investors who bought conviction plays, who have followed the process, which we talk about here on this channel, of building out a sustainable portfolio, you followed the process, you never let any single coin become too big a part of your portfolio, you're going to be in good shape. But I know a lot of people don't listen to that. Why? Because they want instant gratification, right? They want the quick 100x's, 200x's, 300x's now. And so because of that, you've lured yourself into, whatever excuse you have for it, you've lured yourself into having 60% Solana or 60% Luna or 60% Cardano and 85% Phantom. Crazy portfolio allocations. You guys would just be surprised if you saw my DMs and Discord private messages, the kind of allocations people have in their portfolio. So it's no wonder. if I had 80% Phantom right now, I would have panic sold a long time ago, even with all my experience and psychology experience around trading, right? Because it's just the allocations make you make irrational decisions. But when you've got a nice split of portfolio, you know the wider economy is going down. Okay, fine, that's going to put some pressure on crypto. But I've got a good spread of coins. I've got a good set in Bitcoin. I've got a good set in layer ones mixed across different things. I've got some plays in different narratives. I've got data oracle plays. I've got layer 2 solutions. I've got layer 1 solutions. Guys, that's how you build a portfolio. That's how you're serious about investing. Holding a couple of coins on Binance or your favorite trading app doesn't make you an investor. It makes you somebody who's gambling on a couple of coins. Right? And the whole point of this channel, our Discord community, by the way, if you like my perspective, consider joining our stock members, right? Our members live streams, jars.uk/member. Our next live stream is tomorrow, 3 times weekly live streams, where we go through all this psychology. We discuss each other's portfolios. We talk about how to navigate these difficult times. And it's at these difficult times that sometimes you just need a sounding board. You need a community because we're all individual investors, right? There's a new crypto trader board every single day, but who do you bounce these ideas off of? And that's where the community comes into play, where you can say, hang on, what do you think of my portfolio? Should I be doing this? What are you doing? Are you panic selling? Are you buying? Are you dollar cost averaging? What's your psychology in the market? And sometimes it just helps to bounce that off. Because sometimes when you're just in your own world and you read all the FUD on Twitter or on Discord or these different places, oh no, Phantom's going to go to zero, Solana's going to go to zero. People just lose it. They become very rational. They suddenly forget about all the technology they've invested in. They forget about the ecosystem. I mean, if you look at any of these single projects that we've invested in, the top projects have huge ecosystems, have huge total value locked, have huge number of wallet addresses. And forgetting that, look at the technology and the code behind the blockchains. That's what you're invested in. But if you didn't, if you invested because your friend told you or because you saw some hype or you saw a YouTube video that says this coin going to the moon, then that's different, right? That means you have no conviction. And rightly so, you will panic sell when your portfolio is 40% down, 50% down, 60% down. And that is why we've got to retrain that behavior. We've got to get out of that mess. And now is a good time to reflect upon that. And again, I reiterate the message. I reiterate the warning. Things could get worse. It could be 2 or 3 quarters. We could have the whole of 2022 in the dumps with global recession and a slowdown. And that can mean you're not going to the moon anytime soon. So ask yourself, are you invested in plays which you're willing to hold, if things get 20, 30, 40% worse? Or are you going to panic sell then? Because again, I reiterate the warning. You should have panic sold earlier, but at least panic sell now then, right? Because if things are going to get 20, 30% worse, why don't you panic sell now? You should only be holding high conviction plays. You should only hold investments which are true investments, which you believe in, which you think are going to grow over the long run. And when you have that true conviction, you'll have the belief to go out there, earn more cash, and allocate them accordingly. Now, yesterday in my video, I did give some tips for people who are already in a mess, who have already over-allocated to certain coins. So make sure you go watch that video from yesterday. I'm going to link it up at the end of this video because I do explain in that video what to do if you already got yourself in a mess. And it's really important that you go and watch that because there is a way of untangling yourself, but it comes from conviction, it comes from discipline, and go watch that video to find out those steps. As always, guys, enjoy your weekend. Try not to spend too much time in the charts. I didn't flick around through here on the charts. I mean, I was going to show you some of the pre-market action and also look at the fear and greed index, which, by the way, sits at 23. We're in extreme fear. That's where the market is right now. So stay patient, see the course. We'll be back with an update tomorrow. As always, if you like my perspective, consider joining the members live streams. We'll be jumping on a member live stream tomorrow. So get yourself involved, jars.uk/member, and I'll see you in the next one.